Namaste and welcome everyone. Today I'm going to take you through one of the most spiritual and breathtaking journey you could ever imagine, the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra from Kathmandu via the Kyirong border by road. This video is going to be a complete guide. Whether you are planning your yatra or just curious about what it is like, stick with me till the end, because by the time you finish, you will feel like you have already traveled the entire route. Today's briefing is focused purely on what happens once you start from Kathmandu. Now let's begin from the start. On day 1, the journey begins with a drive from Kathmandu towards the Nepal-Tibet border. From the city, you head towards the border town of Timure. In peak travel season, especially around the full moon, finding room right at Timure can be difficult. In that case, you may stay in Syabrubesi, which is about 15 kilometers before the border. The advantage of Syabrubesi is that it offers more hotels and guest houses, generally with a better comfort compared to staying directly at the border area. You start your drive around 8 in the morning. The distance from Kathmandu to border is about 125 to 130 meters, which usually takes around 5 hours, but because the road winds through the mountain, it might also take around 6 hours. On the way, you stop for lunch, and by the late afternoon, you reach either Syabrubesi or Timure, depending upon the hotel availability. Once there, you check into your guest house or hotel, settle in, and rest for the night. That's the end of the day 1. On day 2, after breakfast, the plan depends on where you stayed. If you spend the night in Syabrubesi, you will drive to the Timure. If you stayed in Timure, you will head straight towards the Nepal side immigration office. Here you will go through the exit process, getting your passport stamp to officially leave Nepal. Only after this, you can proceed towards the Tibetan side. The immigration process can take time, especially if there are a lot of pilgrims, something that's common during the full moon period. After your passport is stamped, you will return briefly to the guest house or hotel to see how much time you have before heading back to the border itself. Depending on how busy the border is, the immigration process on Tibet side can vary a lot. On quiet days, it might take just 1 to 2 hours, that's the minimum. On average, expect 2 to 3 hours. And during the busy full moon period, it can easily take more than 3 hours. It all depends on how many travelers are crossing on that particular day, so patience is key here. If immigration takes longer, you might have lunch before moving forward. If it is completed quickly, you will proceed straight towards the border. Just before crossing into Tibet, you will pass through the Nepal custom, where officer will check your handbags and conduct a quick body check. Once that's done, you move on to the Tibetan side, and that's where the next stage of your journey begins. Once you have crossed the Tibetan border, your Tibetan guide will be waiting for you. You will be greeted with warm Tibetan hospitality and escorted to the parking area. From there, you will board on your bus and begin a 35-kilometer drive to the town of Kyirong. Kyirong is a green, rapidly developing town nestled at an elevation of 2,850 meters. Tonight, you will stay here. On the third day, you will stay in Kyirong. This day is set aside entirely for the acclimatization to the high altitude. This is an important step to help your body adjust and to make the rest of the journey more comfortable. Take a gentle walk around the town to get acquainted with your surroundings and ease into your altitude. While you are out and about to taste some local Tibetan cuisine such as thukpa, momo, or the distinctive yak butter tea, which offers a taste of rich and rich culinary tradition, this is also a good time to stock any essential you might need for the days ahead. And if your busy coincide with the festival season, you might be lucky enough to witness vibrant local cultural performance, adding a special touch to your experience. And rest in the hotel in Kyirong. On the fourth day, after having relaxed breakfast, you will pack your bag and enjoy an early lunch before continuing your journey from Kyirong to Saga. The drive covers approximately 160 kilometers and takes around 3 to 4 hours. Since Saga sits at an elevation of about 4,500 meters, nearly 1,700 meters higher than Kyirong, it's important to ascend gradually. That's why we recommend spending extra time at the lower altitude like Kyirong to help your body adjust comfortably to the higher elevation ahead. During the journey to Saga, you will cross the majestic Brahmaputra River, one of the most iconic rivers in the region. You can visit the stunning views and take into the beauty of the landscape. Upon reaching Saga, you will check into your hotels where our team will have dinner prepared for you. Afterward, you can unwind and rest, allowing your body to continue acclimatizing in preparation for days to come. On the fifth day, the journey begins early with the breakfast, served around 7 a.m. local time. After finishing the breakfast and getting prepared, you will set off from Saga towards the sacred Lake Mansarovar. The distance to be covered is approximately 450 kilometers, and the drive may take around 10 to 12 hours, depending on the road size. Along the way, you will stop for a simple picnic-style lunch surrounded by the vast and scenic landscape of the Tibetan Plateau. By late afternoon, around 5 or 6 p.m., you will arrive at Lake Mansarovar, one of the holiest sites in Tibetan culture. Upon arrival, you can enjoy a cup of tea or light snacks while soaking in the scenic beauty of the lake. For the night, you will stay in guest house near the lake, where you can rest and prepare for the next spiritual and adventurous journey. On the sixth day, you will begin early in the morning to perform ritual at sacred Lake Mansarovar. Many pilgrims prefer to fast until their morning puja. So instead of separate meals, we will arrange a combined brunch at around 11 a.m. You will wake up around 7 a.m., giving you plenty of time to go to the lake and carry out your spiritual rituals in peace. While bathing directly in the lake isn't allowed by the Tibetan authorities, we will provide a shower tent where you can use the water from the lake for a symbolic bath. After completing your puja and spiritual activities, you will enjoy a brunch and then proceed to Darchen. The drive to Darchen takes you slightly higher in elevation, reaching approximately 4,700 meters, an increase of about 150 meters from Mansarovar. From Saga onwards, the altitude gain is gradual, allowing for better acclimatization. Once you reach Darchen, you will check into your hotels and have some time to rest. For those interested, an optional side trip to Astapati is available. This sacred site is about 10 to 15 kilometers from Darchen and takes roughly 3 hours to complete by vehicle. The cost is 500 Chinese yuan per person. On this excursion, you will witness breathtaking views of Nandi Parvat, the south face of Mount Kailash, visit a monastery, and see Silam Gompa, the final accessible point of the Astapa journey. After returning to your hotel in Darchen, dinner will be served and the evening will focus on health checks. Our team will assess every individual condition, including blood pressure and oxygen level, to determine who is fit to proceed towards the Kailash Parikrama. For those who aren't recommended to join the Parikrama, we arrange a drive to Yamdar, the starting point of the circuit, so they can visit and offer prayers before returning to Darchen. They will then stay in Darchen for the next 2 nights, awaiting the return of the rest of the group. On day 7, you will begin the day with breakfast at around 8 am and get ready to leave by 9 am. From Darchen, you will drive approximately 10 kilometers to Yamdwar, the starting point of the sacred Kailash Parikrama. Those who aren't continuing the Parikrama will begin the first leg of the trek from Yamdwar to Derapuk. This part of the journey covers about 12 kilometers and take you from altitude of 4,700 meters at Yamdwar to 5,180 meters at Derapuk. The trail on the first day is relatively moderate and is considered easier compared to the second day of the Parikrama. Most of the path is flat with a slight, gradual incline, making it manageable for most people. Physically fit trekkers may complete the walk in about 4 to 5 hours, while those with average fitness might take between 6 to 7 hours. For slower walkers or those who take more frequent breaks, the trek will take you up to 8 hours or more. Along the way, there are at least 2 tea houses where you can rest and purchase water, or drinks or light snacks. The first tea house is around 2 kilometers into the trek, and the second is about 4 kilometers further. This provides convenient spot to pause, hydrate, and refuel. Despite the easier terrain, reaching Derapuk at 5,180 meters means you are staying at high altitude, where symptoms of altitude sickness such as shortness of breath, nausea, or headache can occur. It's important to stay warm, drink plenty of fluids, eat regularly, and listen to your body as you adjust to the elevation. As you reach Derapuk, you will be rewarded with the incredible close-up view of the north face of the Mount Kailash, an awe-inspiring moment for many pilgrims. After reaching Derapuk, you will rest and stay overnight, giving your body time to recover and acclimatize before the more challenging second day of the Parikrama. On day 8, you will begin your trek early in the morning, around 6 am, departing from Derapuk and heading towards the Jutulpuk. This is the most challenging and spiritually significant day of the entire Kailash Parikrama, covering approximately 22 kilometers in total. The first 6 kilometers of the trek involve a steep ascent toward the highest point of the Parikrama, Dolma Pass, which stands at an elevation of 5,670 meters. Although the trail itself is moderately difficult, the high altitude makes it physically and mentally demanding. It's important to stay motivated, hydrated, and take a steady step as you climb. About 2 kilometers into the ascent, you will find a tea house where you can take a short break, grab some warm drink, or buy water and snack. Once you reach the Dolma Pass, you will be rewarded with the breathtaking views, including the glimpse of sacred Gauri Kund, just about 100 meters downhill from the pass. After crossing the pass, the descent is quite steep for the next 3 kilometers, leading to another tea house at the base of the descent. From this point onward, the trail becomes significantly easier. The final leg is a 12-kilometer walk from Jodhpur, mostly flat and much more manageable. Along this stretch, you will find several tea houses where you can stop for refreshment and rest as you need. The time it takes to complete this day trek can vary greatly based on individual fitness level. Fast walkers may finish in 8 to 9 hours, those with moderate fitness in 10 to 12 hours, while slower walkers may take 15 to 16 hours or more. It's a long and exhausting day, so pacing yourself is crucial. Once you arrive in Jodhpur, you will check into your guest house for the night. Our team will be there to welcome you with a hot meal and provide any support you need. After dinner, you can rest and recover from what is often considered the toughest yet most rewarding day of the entire pilgrimage. On day 9, you will begin your day early, around 6 a.m. with a short and relatively easy trek from Jodhpur to Darchen. The trail covers approximately 8 kilometers and typically takes about 1.5 to 2 hours to complete. Once you arrive in Darchen, our vehicle will pick you up and take you to your hotel or guest house, where a well-deserved breakfast will be served. After some rest, check-out procedure, and final preparation, you will begin the long drive back to Saga, a journey of approximately 10 to 12 hours. Along the way, you will stop for a scenic picnic lunch. You are expected to arrive in Saga between 6 and 7 p.m. Upon arrival, you check into your hotel, enjoy dinner, and rest for the night. On day 10, after breakfast at 8 a.m., you will depart from Saga and drive towards Kyirong. The drive takes approximately 3 to 4 hours, offering a more relaxed travel day after the strenuous day of trekking. Once there, you will check into your hotel and have the remaining of the day free to rest and relax or explore the town at your leisure. Compared to the high altitude region you have just traveled through, your stay in Kyirong will offer a noticeable relief. You will likely find easier to breathe, rest, and sleep, and your appetite may also return, making this a comfortable and relaxing spot before heading back to Nepal. On day 11, after an early breakfast, you will begin your journey back to Nepal by driving to Rasuwagadhi border. The border crossing typically takes 2 to 3 hours, though it can vary depending on how many groups are crossing on the same day. If it is busy, you may experience some delays, but on quieter days, the process may take as little as 1 to 2 hours. Once you have crossed the Tibetan side, you will proceed to Timor, where you will complete the immigration process at Nepal border checkpoint and receive your arrival stamp. After finishing all the necessary formalities, you will enjoy lunch in Timor before continuing the drive back to Kathmandu. So that's the complete breakdown of the Kailash Parikrama journey. The Parikrama is not only the taste of physical endurance, but also deeply transformative experience. With right mindset, proper preparation, and support, you will come away with the memories that will stay with you for a lifetime.